By the way, incorrect calculations you make because you fucked up on your math in this video, which eliminates all credibility. Actually, no it doesn't. What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite jealousator Apoc, and boy, if I don't clarify this shit, these KK goons will never let me live it down. So, as you all are aware, ya boy did a reaction video the other day. I don't know, just kinda felt like it. And it was based around my future ex-wife Keren's fake baby bump. And in this video, I kinda broke down the timeline to her miscarriages to prove my point, but I ended up stating some mouth breathing ass shit that made my argument look ditzy level. But well, here's the clipping question. With the math, if we give her June 30th, she says she had a miscarriage in June. Even if we gave her June 30th, it would backtrack before May 20th, which in late May 25th, she posted up on kkandbabyj that she went and she got, her blood work done, the one that she denied. So let's just give her May 20th. That's still not 6 weeks from May 20th to June 30th. So it don't make any sense. So, it just so happens that May 20th through June 30th is actually 6 weeks. So now apparently I am no longer credible because of this little slip up. But I disagree. Especially for the fact that I literally have a clip of Keren stating that her pregnancy tests are fake.
It's so weird because the chippy ones.
Apparently, if I prove she calls her prego test fake, I'm taking things out of context and her credibility still remains. But this was based around the timeline of her miscarriages that she gave to us, mind you. But go figure, there's no official dates to said miscarriages, which in my shit opinion is kind of odd. But since we have no dates to go off of, I had to make some assumptions as to when she actually apparently miscarried. But by her own words, we have a 6-week window, so my calculations when I stated this were not actually off. I just misspoke and there was more to the equation, but since it was a reaction video, I didn't have my notes next to me, so I just kinda winged it on 300 milligrams of caffeine, not justifying anything here. It's just you try to remember everything when your brain's running at 500 miles per hour. So let's make some sense out of the timeline and the point that I tried to make. On May 25th, 2020, Keren uploaded a video called Live Pregnancy Test, Not What We Wanted. The premise of said vlog was that she miscarried. Now, since KK uploads are posted a day or two after they are filmed, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and assume that she did not post the very day that she apparently miscarried for obvious reasons. So that leads to a question. When did she actually miscarry? Which is where I built my assumption on May 20th, a date that I gave her because we have no official dates. We don't actually know if she miscarried the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, or even the 24th. So I gave her May 20th because it fit perfectly into her 6-week pregnancy timeline, in which I most definitely can assume this because she gave us a window. Anything before May 20th would go out of her own 6-week timeline, and anything past May 25th would go past her apparent miscarriage. So I created a 5-day window that cannot be disputed because it was built off of her own words and her own timeline. But to get to my main point, there's just no way in hell that Keren had a 6-week pregnancy when her timeline pushes all the way to May 20th, around the time she apparently was having a miscarriage. In fact, it says women can ovulate and become pregnant as soon as 2 weeks after a miscarriage, on top of being emotionally and physically ready for pregnancy after a miscarriage. So the likeliness of Keren becoming pregnant again would be pretty damn slim to none. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but by her timeline, she would literally be having sex as she was bleeding out the baby. Not to mention, you're supposed to avoid having sex after a miscarriage anyways, because the body is in a healing process, which again can take up to a couple weeks. But aside from all of this, Keren destroys her own timeline further by apparently claiming she had a pregnancy and a miscarriage within the same month.
I started working out again since, I guess I hadn't really worked out since my miscarriage in June, when I got pregnant in June.
In pregnant in June.
Not really sure how she could have a 6-week pregnancy in a month that only has 30 days. So anyways, that's about it. I just wanted to clarify where I misspoke in my last video and give a proper explanation of the timeline, because when people call me out, I will always be happy to clarify or respond, because I'm not afraid to. Oh yeah, before I go, Keren also stated that when she found out she was preggo on June 18th, 2 weeks later she miscarried. Well, that ends up being July 2nd. So Keren, which is it? July or June? Quite odd you don't have your story straight. In conclusion,